Right. A warm welcome. I repeat, a warm welcome to all we followers, we viewers, we sympathizers, and well wishers. I bring Happy New Year to una all in behalf of the Then and Now TV media empire. We've had a slow start to 2023 because of other factors there, mainly as the main producer on the show have been occupied with other issues. So hence, I will not be able to come to Una for the past 3 weeks, if not plus, into the new year. But never mind, the new year is fully packed because whilst we not being physically appear or live appear, we may get programmed in the background. However, this is not one of the program them we will be on program for this year, and we really happy that we have got this going. After all, the beginning of a mile starts with the first step. Family, the thing we want to talk about today, and we ask una dia una help we for share, okay? Today, na the 15th of January, it's a Sunday, 2023. Okay, 15th of January, Sunday, 2023. And we ask una please help for share because this is such an important topic for us. And we guessed is very important. She's been to places. She's had a fair share of national leadership, although it's small, but we will get to that shortly. We titled this program today, Shattering the Glass Ceiling. We want to talk about women in leadership, the empowerment of women. So within this interview, go attend for Dufambulem, now for deal with public attitude about gender and leadership. And we go try for focus on leadership now in country, Sierra Leone, both within the political and the business realm, because these are the two major realms in terms of the gender leadership we will talk about. The woman they say we need quite more changes. And I know many people will go disagree with that. After all, it is true. More and more salon people and they agree that gender parity is still a work in progress, but then hopefully things say it go happen. The public say women them they equally qualify. But even with the qualification, barriers still exist. How for break down them barriers there is an issue. And how do we go about it if we not engage women in leadership and encourage and help for empower them so that we go break down these glass ceilings? Women or women them are very capable of being political leaders as men because there's a dimension to political leadership when you talk about women in leadership. And the same is true about their ability for dominate boardrooms like CEOs. But unfortunately, in our country, we've fallen short of this. And still, there is this discrimination on women, stereotyping of women. We rather make women them head of matron na some high school or secondary school, or make them the head of Connaught Hospital. But when it comes to a corporate board, we think say this na man business. We know say we society in a patriarchal society, but for help we for break all of this down is a very special guest who we get tonight. She's been in the public realm, like I say earlier on. She is married with 3 children, and he also get 3 grandpicking them. Of course, academic background, she's way up there. She attended the Furabe College School. She attended the Annie Walsh Memorial School. And when you put them two and they together, especially with women, you can't have it better than that. And not to say the other school them are not very good, Methodist Girls High School, but I just to say in parity, when you put all of them schools there together, Furabe College and Walsh, Furabe College, Methodist Girls High School, and all the other senior high school them or secondary schools, they are up there. It worked na SLET, that na the Sierra Leone External Telecommunications. And this was then SLET, Sierra Leone External Communication. And she operated as an international telephone operator. We've not talked about this before, not in your own case, who will be the good for go call with people, let me know here on SLET, who've been there abroad at the time. Not to everybody being get telephone, either na then also get mobile phone. She also holds a BA in accounting and business management, and she has a Bachelor of Science in nursing. Okay, she also holds a master's degree. She worked as a nursing educator, oncology certified nurse manager, director of nursing services. She was the vice president or is the vice president of the All People's Congress, done in the New Jersey chapter Okay, she was between 2011 and 2014. And 2014, we know say a return back home for go making contribution of all them book they away don't land. So in 2014, healthcare management, she acted as a consultant with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, then as Deputy Minister of Health and Sanitation 2. And in 2015, she acted as Minister of Health and Sanitation 1 till the end of the APC term. Now, una can see this colorful decoration. And this guest I don't talk about so loudly, so proudly about, is none other than Madam. I see the big smile, here na in face, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy about that. And she's none other but Madina Sidratu Ayamide Rahman. What a name! I want to begin with this name. What's in all this name for? It represents a lot of things, correct? Will you break that down for me, please?
Oh, yes. The Madina, na mi grandma, my maternal grandmother. In Medina, then he died at the city of Medina, where he go perform Hajj.
Okay.
Okay? Wow. Yes. And Sidra too was also her middle name. And the Iyamide, if people of Yoruba origin, would mean Mama come back. So the Mama will be dying and come back.
Right.
So that Iyamide stands for.
Okay. Thank you so much for breaking that down. At least now we get an understanding of this long name and what it represents. Quite significant. And Fambuda yes. This now well-decorated guest now we get today. It don't serve in high positions now in the country. But now people where they aspire, for break this glass ceiling because they think say woman them and rightfully so need more. So again, we say this interview will attempt for deal with public attitude about gender and leadership with a particular focus on leadership na salon politics and business. Sidratu, if you don't mind me calling you that,
That's
I don't know
fine.
which one you prefer.
That's okay, fine, it don't matter.
Thank you very much. Given your perception about women them in the public and talking about gender and leadership, now Sierra Leone, both within the political and the business realm. What's in your perception about all of this, women in leadership and empowerment?
Well, and outside the countries that we don't see, and even in Sierra Leone here, we get women them in leadership position that have done very, very well. But they're only limited to a certain level. They make them go as far as they can go. Because we are in a, like you said in your introduction, we're in a patriarchal dispensation here in Sierra Leone, not only in Sierra Leone, but most of Africa, where women them be limited to the kitchen, taking care of children. But not too long ago, women then start for go to work because all along they just stay at home. And women could do much more than that. We are multitaskers. We can do 3 things at the same time. We've been doing that all along. When in reality, not to bash men, but a lot of men they're not able to do more than 2 things at a time. But you give them a task, you go do 2, 3, 4, 5 things at the same time and all come out well. So in the society we're in, I go like for that we give women them a chance. We don't give men them tremendous chances. Men then don't carry the mantle for decades. Not that they have not done well. They have done very well. With 30% quotas, if we forget, we don't get them. But let them give you a chance. Let we get a space. Let us see what we safe able to bring to the table. Maybe things will change. Maybe not. But I believe, there's a possibility we can give it a chance. Women could do wonders in the political space.
Absolutely. And I don't think many people would disagree with you. But here is the point. That more and more salon people them believe women them then get every bit of capability for being good political leaders and business leaders as well, such as men. And of course, you already articulate that. The problem here is, as more and more Sierra Leoneans are beginning to believe this phenomena, why is it that they lend that support so that this 30% we already done day can increase to even 50-50 or at least 40-60, but it still remain at 30? What do you think saying are the problem with this?
Well, just like I tell you, for decades, man, they don't do in that position. If they don't do in that leadership position, they're not going to let them go so easy. But now we for coax them and show them, say, hey, we can do it better. That doesn't make you less of a man, but we can do it and we can do it better, And it's in terms of showing them exactly what we're capable of doing versus talking about it, Let me put them into action. Let them give you the space. We put them into action, and then we can do the assessment. If we come out well or we not come out well.
Okay. The record also shows, in terms of educational background or qualification, there are many women, especially now, who are very much qualified as much as their male counterparts. Of course, with you sort of go around the question, but with a different kind of concept. So, women them still they in short supply at the top of government and business na salon. This now a matter of fact if you just look around, but gains are being made. According to the public, women them then lack the toughness as opposed to men. We know say this now because now patriarchal society, or they not lack the proper skill sets. Some in many cases they get the proper skill set more than man them. What's wrong with we societal norms, which largely remains largely patriarchal, which is changing by the way, but very, very slowly. The question I think better put is how can we, because I sure say we go agree, say changes are taking place, but very slow for comfort. How can we accelerate this process?
Changes are taking place, but at a snail's pace. But nonetheless, it's in the right direction. We're moving up and not down. But can we do it faster? Can we do it better? Can we showcase women qualified? I'm not just saying put women in leadership just for putting women in leadership. They're qualified women that could take up the mantle and run with it. And don't put the men down, their ego. Don't dent their ego while doing that.
Yep.
Because it's an ego thing. So in the process of you being a leader, you do not dent the male person's ego in the process. You still can proceed and do all what you're capable for do at the same time in a more respectful way.
Right. Sidra, there's also a notion out there which talks about the balance of a work life. So what this mean in effect is like previous researches we conducted show that career interruption, of course, can have adverse effect on businesses, even on government. And they talk about career interruptions which are related to motherhood, where women will therefore take a break of maternity break, if you like, when they are at the top of their career and they get for excuse. So according to some survey, it make it hard for women then for advance their career them or become, I don't think suspect not the right word, but it deprived them of that capacity for remain at the top because man them feels because women then get for take this they happen with society and some other society them women then get for take a break, whereas they're supposed for day around 24/7, not exactly 24/7, but for day around when they need them instead and get for take a break. Will you agree with this? And if you do, waiting are your thoughts about this?
I absolutely do not agree with that. Okay, because now, as luck would have it, America now, you take maternity break and paternity break because it takes two to tango. And you get women them where even if I could bring this in, my last granddaughter was just born. My daughter is director of education in the Bronx in America. She worked from home all the way throughout her pregnancy and up to the day she was going to give birth. And 2 days after, she was back to work. And we had nannies in, the father took paternity break and all that. And they took care of this baby. So I don't buy in on that they have to take breaks and stuff. Men do take breaks too. Men do get sick also. Men also have to do their fair share in taking the child to the hospital, to the dentist, other places. Okay? Make sure there's meal in the house. Men can also do that if they will try to balance. But if they say the mother is the only one that could do that, she's pregnant, but she has to still cook. She's pregnant, she still has to take care of the other kids. She's pregnant, she still has to go to work. But a father, listen, it's only work you're talking about. You're not talking about the father taking the child to the hospital. The father go in the kitchen, go cook when the mama sick. No, he go sick, so he go not speaking so. But in the multitask, if they go in the kitchen back, it makes sure say that papa they get food for it. So I don't buy in on that. It's only those are some of the things that are said to make us weak, and we're not weaklings. We're the stronger sex if you come to think about it. We're not the weaker sex as we're made to believe.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a kind of general perception, and this is exactly what we try for talk about. And for continue on that line there is quite a significant chunk of with demography we believe say both the electorate and the politicians we supposed to make this happen are just not ready for put women them in top leadership positions. Once again, would you put in the 30% quota into into the mix? Okay, would you agree with that sentiment expressed?
I would think we should put a 30% at the helm of affairs, if you ask me, and another 20% in the middle tier. Because, okay, we account for over 52% of the population in this country.
Yeah.
And if there are more women than men, how come it's only 30%? I do not even agree with that 30% quota. How come now only 30% now then go make decision for we, whatever they tell we, now so? No. If we pass on, now we didn't know, now we know the issues they pass on. So put we in the picture. We no one come, it's actually, alternate say it's not the right time, women are not ready. Women are more than ready for leadership positions. And women could work side by side. At this time, Sierra Leone is not ready yet for a female president. But we have to groom a female to actually take leadership in the coming years. But right now, as I speak, because of outside and input, we get for learn the process. And we're fast learners. We go learn the process, we go perfect them, we go move the country forward.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a critical point made there. Fambulen, just for remind on top of the hour, we talked to a very, very special guest, a very distinguished guest, in no other person but Sister Madina Sidratu Ayamide Rahman. Today, on the 15th of January, 2022. And I use the opportunity for also tell Una we just sign on that we've been busy with other, obligations. So the best part of the beginning of this year, we've had a slow start, and we're just warming up to the act now. And in social media terms, there are so many people sort of drift, but we know say we committed fans, thousands of them globally, and it's just a matter of time. They will warm up to the act again. But in the meantime, we get Sister Sidra too on the platform, and we talk about shattering the glass ceiling, how more women can become, decision makers, frontline politics, This is what we are talking about today. Not touch that dial and please help we for shape. Sidratu, of course, everything we talk about boil down to with society, societal norms, patriarchal society. Even though some man them believe say woman them, then get some certain skill sets them. And I'm not talk about only inside the home. I'm talking about outside the home in terms of qualifications, more than the man them. But yet still, they don't want to give the woman any chance them, for perform the same act, just like I say from the beginning of this interview. What they try for drive at is a critical answer as to how we for smash this, how we for break this glass ceiling and bring more women into frontline politics. Because if you are empowered, if you are open and you get contribution from make to the society, come on, we should let more and more women take responsibility. Agree?
I totally agree with you, because how we go learn, how we not go know say we not ready, how we not go know say we not capable if we not give we the chance. Countries the way they don't give women the chance. Okay, you see the difference within they make. Look, we neighbor Naya, Liberia, where Ellen Johnson Sirleaf democratically elected for 2 consecutive times. Till now, it affects for women's empowerment. Look, Tanzania, where it just come in. It go through a little hardship before they actually see how they perform, and now then they support them for perform well, and things they go well. In America, that's another issue. Look at Kamala Harris. She is doing wonders. She's doing great. Granted, we go step on the president, but at the same time, you go do you share. You go near them for letting no say, hey, this thing how they do it right, this thing how they do wrong. And you as a woman, you they hear more, you they see more, you know more. We go able for share with the president for say, hey, this thing will not do, and so you don't think say if we do and this other way better, you get for tactfully, you don't get for force yourself, you get for tactfully bring your point across and let the leader see reason for say, oh, you know what in now two or this year we talk so. Let we try this other way, let we see, But for say with the afraid for tell the leader stuff, because we're not women, because you go Allah no more. But we for able to tell the leader, say, this is what you're doing wrong, and do you think we can change it and try this? We for able to do that. And I think women them that then see what they go on at the community, and then they take on the homes. Now then they do most of what they go on at this country. If we they take care of over 70% of what they go on at this country, so why we not for be at the end of affairs and join? Let we join hands, walk side by side, and see progress. Sierra Leone has never had a female vice president, never. And I believe this 2023 is the right time, and they will see the difference.
Make a pause you there, Lily bit, here for some reflection, because you bring up a good point, and a point where I go one for let we really touch on. But just again on the issue of women empowerment and women in leadership, over the past 20 years, I think with 4 or 5 elections gone, we can see more and more women are being empowered. More and more women are now in parliament than ever before. And this now a strong area for political leadership. We go lead to something where you just mentioned, like a female vice president. Do you emphasize such, and especially so in your lifetime, do you see a female vice president in the making?
Yes, I do. I do, and it's for us, women, to support each other. We're made to believe that women then they affect themselves, women then are their worst enemies, women then are this, that, or the other. But that is not true. That's also a myth. With all the women there, if they support a woman, they go able to take leadership in this country and go able to make a difference.
Yeah, which is quite true. And on another front, pertaining to women them again, yeah, in this same process of empowerment and leadership, yes, it does appear very slow at a snail pace, for use your own phrase where you use. A lot of people will agree with that, but it is happening. But the point I want to bring to you is like, woman, and they do the right thing. We get for make this place, I mean, this situation open up, where women then potentially will take the lead. And when I say this, I dey talk about the gains where women and they make in terms of educational attainment. In recent decades, the last few years, we see more and more women them in the educational sector, graduating from different perspective of life or professional discipline, and they seem for the position themselves for something what we call career success or for leadership position. So they are building the foundation. Will that be correct, Sidratu?
Yes, women are building a foundation, even though we're being trampled upon quite a bit. But we did build the foundation. We've been trampled upon. That's a fact.
You know,
It will take
you don't mean literally, do you?
it will take you extra effort. Forget. When in reality, it will take a man half that time for go become a man. You understand? So that same trust day where this country don't put on men them, I want let them put half no more to woman them. Let them see what we can do. Let them see how we can manage. Prince, right now, if I tell you, say, Prince, go in the kitchen, go prepare soup for me. You they come back, they can't tell me, say, Madina, pepper no day, this no day, that no day. But if you send woman go na that kitchen, that same kitchen the way you know see all this soup, that woman will go and prepare that soup and come. Because now you can tell you back say, I please pepper no day, your bass no day, this no day. All you get for doing for prepare them and feed them to you. So women would be able to do so much more if given the chance.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the half-hour mark. This program is supposed to be an hour program, and we're on the half-hour mark already. Very interesting program. Like I say again, everything has got a slow start, but we know thousands are going to warm up to this program subsequently. This is not the TNN TV Media Empire, where we talk to a very special guest, Sister Sidratu. Please don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Of the half-hour mark, Sister Sidra, to the issue of what we talk about female leadership now the public realm, the public domain. It goes beyond far more than just equality in the workplace. Your thoughts, please.
Yes, it go way more than that in terms of the workplace and leadership. Women are able also to nurture and groom other men, okay, to be able to work with us, and let's bring them in and tell them, no, we're not just here for come take you space, for come do anything, for let you take your job. We come no more for let we work together, and this is what we are going to bring at the table. This is where you're going to help me. And as a leader, you get for then at that point the way if nothing safe where you able for do, I go give the man and say, no, you do them. I not think say if that's what able for do, I say I not think say able for do them. You do them for me last, you know. And if you not do them properly, now you your own space now for tell and say, hey, I think let's change this or let's change that one deal. Yeah. We get for try for do them in a tacky way. We get for bring pick ourselves up and let we get confidence in each other.
Yeah.
That's not a very big thing. For let we get confidence in each other. Let we not just think say they can't take me work on a woman or not go able. Some of us spend long hours. You do 12 hours a day at work. When the men will come in and they'll leave. They'll come in, do their 8 hours and leave. But as a woman, you have it in you to make sure you follow things to the finish line. I can say why they left me office. I can say I want to get to a comfortable position where I go able for start tomorrow without problems. So that's how I leave my office every day. So this one, it's more than leadership. It's more than that. It's nurturing each other for be able for produce we best. Something that they were man go able for do, and me not go able for do. But let we nurture each other.
Absolutely. And in line with that, obviously, when we talk about advantages, should women be given the opportunity for assume leadership positions at the top level? My direct question to you would be: women or when think they go, do you think that specifically for women in the top position making? How well do you think such a move will serve women in particular?
Can you please rephrase that question because it was breaking a little bit.
Okay, sorry about that. But you get me clearly?
I'm getting you now, yeah.
Okay. So what I've been trying to say is women aspiring for leadership, top positions in the society. Assumably or theoretically speaking, a woman vice president, that's a very top position. Assuming that kind of position in there for women, what do you think say it will do specifically for women then if a woman or women will generally be climbing up the ladder and making huge gains? So what is specifically going to do for them, the women, and the country in general? What think this could mean for them and the country in general?
It could be kind of a picker-upper for women. Women then will know say we are not no longer limited for be manager, for be director, for be supervisor. We self able for reach to the top and showcase we self. And other women them will look up to you. And other picking them go also look up and say, yes, with the right schooling and all that, we still able for reach. You see what the other woman don't do, you see what to happen to other woman? We still able for reach that point there. You know, to the traders themselves, the market woman, then the one that we know go school safe, go able for look up to you and say, we come human then there. We come human where they are, so it go able for every. It go able for yeri we cry. Now mama, it go able for yeri waiting. If na man it no go yeri am, but it no go able act on a well. But this na mama, it go able for yeri we cry, go able for do what he able for do, for make the right thing happen.
Okay. I want to move on to politics, and because we've been talking more professional now, I want to go to politics and Sierra Leone politics. But before I do, I get a few pictures and one for showcase, and if you can just break that down for me quickly, then we move on to politics itself. One of them, you seem for day with the wife of the current president of the United States, doctor, who happens to be a doctor, Dr. Jill Biden. And this is a high-profile, your photo. And your seen for day in lock hands, which shows some kind of unity and bonding. Will you break down this photo for me, please? What was this all about?
Okay, Madam Biden Joe Biden came to Sierra Leone. He came to visit convent school in particular, where in reality he visit other schools them, but he came for see waiting, as you know, she's a teacher. because what he able for do for we girl child them, for be able for, you know, their education wise, be able for more or less help them, see how we can able for help them. And through this, we're able to work with an organization called F3B in the US, when female basketball players. So they trusted me after we met in New Jersey, entrusted me to provide a space for them to come to Sierra Leone. So they come, they bring 21 basketball players. And 21 basketball players, yeah, they say because girls or sports, women in sports can able to relate better and communicate better among themselves. So then go bring this 21. So for that 21 day, then we go do another exchange program for girls then back. So we did at that, then come, we do them, I put them in Macalga school. Number two, they kind of stay longer than they may plan for if they stay. Okay. Then in turn, they had to choose 21 of the top girls from the female schools in Sierra Leone. So all the principal then give names them. We, you know, they interact together, they all live together for see who's one and go pick. Now then self pick. Among that, if you get a lot of picking away, I don't even know them, their background, but I work with them, then can end up now go America. When they go America, it was at the heat of the Ebola. So to get them to come back was another problem. So eventually we did some kind of arrangement and they were able to stay. Now I could tell you of them. We have so many because most of them don't finish university now. They don't finish, Uda don't born piki, Uda don't married, Uda don't, they all don't get their status. A few of them don't come visit back and go back. You know, so we empower them through sports.
Okay. All right.
And,
yeah.
I'm
so
also
doing that was a good one. In
science and the Science and Technology School in McKinney for women, where I'm also doing a program where I'm empowering the girl child to be able to progress and proceed, because we don't have too many girl child in sciences. Then they look at IATO, now for Monday, no more go, no. So we're trying to gear them and bring them closer.
So, okay, well done. Probably we will therefore bring you come again at some other point, because these pictures are very important and they represent something. And this is not just one, and we not even get the time for let you break them down to the general viewership. And I think we'll get two more one showcase if you can just wrap them up quickly. So we'll go to the political side of things. With this one, I think this is you and the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What was this photo all about, please?
This was in England. This is also advocacy for the girl child in education. This was a conference that was held in England, and we went there and we were advocating, you know, how can we push the girl child further? We were trying to discuss everything and move further with that. It was similar things that we're working on. So it's quite a bit of us women that are really, you know, up in arms about empowering the girl child.
Right. And let's take a look at this last one and see what it says here. You seem to have been in in brilliant places, high up there. I'm sure this is you here with former U.S. President William Jefferson Clinton, aka Clinton.
Yes.
So now who's picture this? Who's picture this is right?
Well, this, you know, as I tell you, I come as a consultant. 8 months after, I was made deputy minister too. With the heat of the Ebola, I was made Deputy Minister 1, and I worked my behind off to make sure Ebola come to an end. I would go into treatment centers. I would wear PPEs. I would do my own concoction. I'll do whatever it takes. Open PTS2. Try to do all what I could do. Even though I had a thing, oh, you're a minister, you know. No, I know it's my expertise. I could go and I could treat and I could save lives. Not only Sierra Leonean lives, but any life that's in danger. That's my expertise. So I worked my behind off. We saved a lot of lives during the Ebola crisis. So on that regard, Clinton Foundation was in Sierra Leone and they were keeping track. So I didn't know. I went to General Assembly in 2015 with former President Nkrumah. And it was after our conferences and I received a call that I have to go receive the Clinton Global Initiative Award towards my fight against the Ebola virus in Sierra Leone. And boom, 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 I got dressed, jumped into a cab, and we were there. And they did showcase it very, very well. And I'm glad that they did appreciate, you know, what I did for my people, you know.
Okay. Like I say again, Ishua, we will definitely have to bring you back because, like, we will like for let you showcase your position, what you really do because there is a lot. This now, not even count as you know what you really do because remember again, she was the minister during this Ebola scourge, and now he immediately try for outline or showcase what exactly he do. But it was a huge issue. So we can't cover that in minutes. So we promise to say I will talk to Ram and try for bring her come again because these are things that the public need for know. Okay.
Yeah.
Madam, on the country wise, you know, yeah, politically, what did happen in your country?
Well, country wise, Tintranga. If I can put it that way, the Tintranga. Poverty day, people then they suffer. For the last 10 years, every new year they feed 1,000 pikin. This trip, 1,000 pikin, no do. Big people, they come. It's no day. People are starving. And I know they are at another station. And then middle for bills and the middle them, the people them. So they see exactly poverty firsthand. You know? Prices them don't rise tremendously. When I say tremendously, I mean tremendously. Okay, from 2018 to present, you don't get petrol. We don't go up from 6,000 to 20, now 19.5 because the bring can down the other day. I be 21. Okay, pepper. You know, just the basic commodities. Beef now we get I go it and I mean 14,500. Now 55,000, 60,000. We go up by 400%. So Uda go
so you know? basically, sorry for barging in. It's just because of time. So basically, there is a cost of living crisis in the country. And if there is, where I believe you go agree with, because now you just
there is a cost of living crisis. Cookery now safe. People avoid cookery safe no problem.
Oh dear.
Because then they say they expensive. People they cook once a week. A lot of people only they cook once a week. And that one they save no problem. So the economic issue, we know they buy, we know they export things. All driven by the dollar, right? If the dollar they rise, the kind they rise so. Now it's almost $400 is almost 200 million. Well, we don't change that now. But still, if they rise the kind they rise so, we know they export, we know they get money from export. All we they do now for import commodities, of course it will rise. How can we go around all that?
From what you say, it seems like there is no solution. Because
There will be, never say never. There will be a solution if we have the right people in place and if we have a listening audience. We live in a country where everybody is saying, oh, the emperor, in close final, in close final, in close final. Nobody not tell the emperor say naked. Because if you tell the emperor say naked, he either go sack you or he go lock you up.
Yeah, so
if we know yes, you don't know say that Peking self tell them, say naked if you listen to that Peking day. So with the right direction and the right people, you know, and possibly the way not for trade, for speak truth to power. Trust me, we go make headway. As I was saying, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick one in terms of this same economic crisis, the stabilization of the currency will still not happen because again, like you rightfully put, there's nothing for back the currency. So the currency it just they float like kite paper. But the government will take some measures them, such as printing of new money. I wonder whether that being got to do with the economic crisis and whether this was the case or wasn't the case. Where are we with this printing of currency? I understand saying that two money now that they use in the country. Has that helped?
Not any they use up to now, and we did not get guarantee say this by December we no get the old money again in circulation. But now even worse. Now even worse, we still get the old money in circulation. So did we not print enough new monies? What is the process? So when somebody need for talk to we and tell we say now this they happen, communication has to be there. But
you're not highly placed somebody, and I know say you get yes na the ground. So what you the arena not able for withdraw the old currency up till now, and not
they're not able still withdraw. And if I'm in a country, if I know we they talk to, you understand? Because if you lie, the people they not go get trust in you. Okay. If you lie, the person can find out saying, I lie this, he lied to me. You don't lost trust. Like I tell you, people them in day where they work in finance and economic development. We have governor, we have brains in this country. We have Sierra Leonean brains that go able for steer the ship the proper way. But they're not being utilized. They're not being utilized because no, I want to use me young people them. I want to bring me young people them in. You know, if you cannot, if you come, you cannot. You say, I want clear all man commodity. Tell you they find out all who say nitty gritties then at the house. It gonna take 4-5 years. You know, so you know, go sabi himself. So we source them. We get Dr. Samora. We get Kelfala Mara. We get MOV. We get a lot of people them. We then at the end of affairs where we can utilize for make sure say we bring the economy back.
Do you mean across party lines? You know, take away the
party lines. You cannot say it's just my own people. Okay. I told what President Koma did. When we said, President Koma, these people are not our party people. He said, when in the campaign, I've been campaigning under APC, but right now, I don't win the election. I am president for all. I will work with all. But not to say work for your own party people or your trusted people.
Have you suggested this in any shape, way, or form, like an article on a major newspaper or one of the interviews they will can do on the local channel, them AYTV or some radio channel?
I am about. I've suggested. I've done my own bit, but I'm about to go further with these suggestions.
Okay, we quickly.
It's time on our side.
Yeah, we quickly run out of time, and I get one or two questions that I want to squeeze in. You obviously, from your profile, it's a very high profile, and you've performed at some level, and leadership should not be a problem for you. Definitely, it isn't. Obviously, everybody want to make career progression in life. You've been a minister. The next thing you want to be is potentially something way higher than that. I mean, elections are looming. If opportunity come knocking, let's say vice presidency, the party decides, say, Madina Rahman, we like your profile, we like how you don't conduct yourself. Will this be an opportunity that you will take?
Most definitely, in a heartbeat. Because one of the reasons that brought me into politics was because I want to make real change. I can get out there, I can talk all I want, I do it, and it not going to bring me real change. But being in politics, at the end of affairs, you go to make real change. And if I want to do that, I get for accept and I get for do the best and work to the best of me your ability for push the country forward.
Yeah. Let's talk about 2023 for wrap up this beautiful interview that we've just had. Of course, when we talk about 2023, the interpretation for now, it means election. This is an election year. I wonder what you view not only about the upcoming election in itself, but the pathway to the elections. I want to let you just break this down for the audience. Midterm census, voter registration, the ECSL, and the path to where we are heading. Yeah, can you give us a view, please? Your view.
Yes. Midterm census, it wasn't done properly. Me where they are soon and they had to for me. You ask me, nobody can check. Nobody can tell most of my neighbors them. Nobody. So how we get that census?
But you are not willing, to be fair, you are not willing to be counted because your party took a stand.
No. I am ready. I was ready, willing to count. Even if I come out, I come and go ask. I say anybody been come? Nobody no come. Anybody been come? Nobody no come. To a point where there was a phone number to call. I even called. Say nobody no come to me. Still nobody no come. In terms of the voter registration aspect, I go register. I take 2 of me previous voter registration card them. Now me your story they tell you so now. I go, it correct, the same address, same name, all thing correct. I do my fingerprint, boom. They give me the receipt, correct name. Time for verification, I go, my first name is spelled wrong. My date of birth was right, they write in the American way, the month, the day, the year. They don't write how we may write properly in the last 2 voter registration card. My street address, wrong. And I know already, former First Lady, he registered in McKinney, he go for Abuja. So these are some of the things. I believe that these are data that were integrated data, so it mix up. They're not able to forget. So none of it was done properly. And none of it could be relied on. If we say that democracy, we they work towards, we they fight for democracy, none of this could be relied on.
Okay, I mean, this is quite a statement, none of this can be relied on. And this now the process we're supposed to lead to this major process. If it cannot be relied on, your thoughts?
I believe, say, right now, all man get a registration card, right? Yep. All man know what thing they go on, then get a sleep. Let we use the sleep for go vote. Let we use them in conjunction with our other IDs. Let them know say now this person, because you go need, checks and balances. Make sure say not to the wrong people, then just take sleep, they come. We can do that because till now we're not able to foresee. If we do something, let we do it right. Me at a shame because with one they go to laugh me. Other countries, even other African countries, they go to laugh me. Say even this little bit you cannot get it right for make sure say una register voters them when not reach 3 million safe. That they are not able.
So what become of a quarter, if not a little over a quarter of a million registrant them we come on from one demography of the country we happen to be your stronghold, who basically were wiped off. they can't get no ID, What about them in this entire process?
A lot of people, even a lot of prominent people, up to this Friday, a prominent lady was talking about it, that her face did not even show. The sister of the Unity Party leader, her face did not even show. And if these data were integrated, why should we have even bothered to do the census? We don't be for border for DUA. We don't for border for register. You know, first of all, we not don't pass the time yet. We get up to next year for DUA. Why the rush? So let's go back. We can use the last one will be used. Then we for the new first-time voters, they verify they use their sleep. That can also be done. But
they've already condemned. The government of the day has already condemned your data, your statistics. Then,
when you condemn one, now make a be feel say, when that don't condemn, will be for go ahead and do the right thing. If you condemn things wrong, then you do worse than waiting me wrong.
And the right thing has not been done.
Everything has not been done.
How you see your party, going into the 2023 elections, and they talk about flag bearer wise. In 2018, beaucoup people then complain, including flag bearer them at the very process. With some people now, they see a similar thing there in the making again, in which many people are throwing their hats in the ring. And it seems like there is no control, no conversations around limitations. So at the end, there's going to be very many. And there is only a position for one. So there's going to be more disgruntled elements than when the final decision will have been made. Your thoughts, please.
I don't think that will be the case this time. Right. Just as we're speaking, all of them, we have about 8 now that have, actually gone and launched their campaign, put their hand in. But of those 8, people should know their limitations. People should know if they're congruent for the position or not. If you're not congruent for the position, why go through a spanner in the works? You know yourself. At least most of them, I think, are going for bargaining chip.
Yeah, but see that too. This was the case barely 4 years ago. I mean, you make a good case that people learn for know the metal. But this wasn't the case. 28
well,
of them.
We had the last time, it's even a little better because the last time we get 28. Now 8 we don't get. And of that 8 day, I go tell you, categorically say by next week. So until we know we'll get 4 safe. 4 maximum.
That's quite another statement, and we will hold you to account for that.
And we don't see people that don't campaign. We don't hold the party up. We don't do a lot of things then for make sure say the party they move. Let them know extinct. And person that has done,
go ahead, please.
One person that has done a lot of that, all of them actually that are there now, have done their own bit, and they have, kept the party alive. They go to church, go to mosque, go to tabes, talk to people them, market people them, bring them up. That's a good thing that they have done. And if we could put a survey now and say, okay, who has done more than the other? We'll be able to pick out our first 3.
Absolutely, I will agree. The survey will depict, the first 3.
Who would be able to help us turn the economy around? We can pick absolutely 3.
Yeah,
because all of those aspects, all that should come into play. We could pick 3, and we leave it at that. Of the rest, okay, negotiate your bargaining chip.
Yes,
this is not your time. We should be able to tell people that it's not their time. Age is on your side. Okay, let's all rally behind X, Y, and Z and see how we could put the party forward and make this change that we really, really want to see. And the suffering people, them right now, if person die in a salon, I go hold myself responsible. if we lost this coming election.
Former Minister of Health, I get two last questions. Former Minister of Health, former chairperson for the New Jersey chapter of the All People's Congress. I get final last two questions for you. One of them get for do with Parliament. This Parliament has been one of the most parliaments where they don't criticize left, right, and center, and on many bases for very good reasons. People then say the Parliament not hold the party in power accountable enough. And there are many instances that can be cited. But obviously, different people are getting different views. And as a person in the know, a high-profile person as your kind, I wonder what you take about this particular parliament.
Well, communication, and again, when you look as they say, intimidation get a lot to do with it. Then see the first intimidation when they move then 10 people there, then 10 parliamentarians there. Hey, if I talk too loud, then go pull me safe. If I talk too loud, now so then go marginalize me. I not go in at this committee. I not go in at this committee. I think say that fear they in the current parliamentarians that we did it right now. And communication is another issue. They know they communicate well with the public. The masses are out there. We vote for Una. Una come out and talk to them. Una advocate for them. Una tell them the truth. Una not let them become skeptical. Now later on they go find out, say, oh, not to A, we be saying B or C you do. Communication very, very important. And I think that's what we haven't gotten from this current dispensation.
George Fisher and the 21-man committee, was it helpful, or was it just, something we just help for increase the party in woes, in, disadvantages, and just broke down the party morale? What's your view?
It was helpful to a point, but at the same time, I don't believe, say, a political party for be, directed by a court. They don't know. Fisher don't know always they obtain at the party. But where you can go court as a judge, you get for sit on them. No, so.
Absolutely.
So I blame we safe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The oath not sell you, the streets cannot buy you, isn't it?
The streets not go buy you. I blame we safe. Now that make I bring the word now say, okay, this democratic process will depend so for lower level election and everything. Now a new. So we get for try we best. Let nobody know go court. If you ain't no more say anybody, aggrieved or whatever, let we reach out to them. Let we see how best we can iron them behind closed doors, without going to court.
So how well is this process going on, Sidra, to this lower level election process? Because from what you
the process is going on well. Yesterday was the constituency ones. I went to the ward election. It went on well. Little hiccups where we try for tell them, say, no, there are hiccups here. Let we not allow her. And they did the right thing. Even for the parliamentary one, the constituency one yesterday, that also went very well. Just say we learn from that word, so we don't move on to parliamentary. So all those are going pretty good.
I'm live, my friend. Okay. Finally, obviously the road to convention is gaining traction, and the party, because normally a party in power go run on in accomplishments, in achievements, and the fact is we've discussed the economic woes in the country. There is a crisis, a living crisis in the country. This government promised the people of Sierra Leone that the issues of bread and butter under Ernest Koroma, which wasn't this case, as worse as it is, say it will fix them. 4 years on, it hasn't been fixed at all. But we see all this, champion talk around. we sound like a George Orwell Animal Farm kind of fable or Alice in Wonderland sort of stuff, as if the Sierra Leonean people mentality or the psychology can be preyed upon, as if now a bag of rice for 5 years. Is the All People's Congress ready for power? And finally, what do you think will happen in 2023 straight?
The whole People's Congress is ready for power. We are being, what I say, they're putting people to make us think we're not ready, creating chaoses to show out there that we're not ready, okay? Planting things to show that we're not ready. But we are ready, and we're more than ready because of, look at what is going on. Look at the economy. People are dying. Look at the health system that I spent so many years to make sure I bring to speed. It has all deteriorated. People are more than ready right now with the right person at the helm of affairs. And all of us, I mean all of us, rally. We not get that faction. We say, oh no, they not give me flag. I not go they be in this post. They not give me flag. I not go they be in this post. Elect now, blacker we put. We all forgo beyond that person day, blacker, and say, blacker, you go take me to winning. By hook or by crook, come hell or high water, you go take me to winning. And we for put all in it. Not to just for say some man make hypocrite, some man go sit down, some man sick, some man this, some man that.
Yeah.
Then they push them to the side. Because we all they suffer delicate today because of that. So if we not do that, I'm afraid. But I don't think that would happen again. I think we don't learn, we listen, and we go proceed, and we go win this 2023 election.
On a note of that high optimism, we end this program. And can I say thank you to Madam Madina Sidratu Ayamide Rahman. It's been quite a very brilliant interview, and I know saying one way for resonate well with the public domain. Thank you so much, and I promise that we'll have to bring you again because there is so much for talk about your accomplishment on the Ebola Ministry of Health, like you've been say how you help for build them and which you see today, how much you had pain you. But thank you so much, and thanks for taking up this interview.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you to you and the audience.
You're welcome. Goodbye for now. Okay, Fambulem, we've come to the end of a very brilliant interview by many respects, talking to somebody who has been in positions of trust, position of leadership, and we talk about woman empowerment. Of course, that was what the interview centered upon, how women can break this glass ceiling. And even the 30% raise to 40%. And one of the people who they champion this cause, and one of them we just talked to so today. And if leadership come knocking, for example, the vice presidency, which na party they make their decision in the Unayari and clearly from that she's red, hot, and ready. And on that note today, I go see una soon. Una keep tuned because we will make a few announcements shortly. Bye for now. This is not the TNN TV Media.
Thank you.